Live. I've been live. Okay, so number 68, YouTube Live Yoga Routine. And before we begin, I just want to share a quick quote regarding the mind, regarding having the mind in the present moment, which is what we do on the yoga mat. We keep the mind in the present moment, focusing on the breathing, allowing the yoga routine to be a moving meditation. And that mindset of being in the moment is what we take off the mat and apply it in the so-called real world. So this is from the Buddha. Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. And that's all I want to share this morning. So let that speak to you if it does. And if not, that's fine too. So today we're going to do 12 sun salutations. And we're going to make sure we're focusing on our breath. So I'm going to make sure I'm focusing on my breath. You make sure you're focusing on your breath. So you focus on the breathing, and these sun salutations become a form of a moving meditation. So when you're focusing on the breathing, it heightens your awareness of what's going on in the body. It heightens your awareness of knowing that you're moving, but you're not focused on that stuff. You're focused on the breathing, aware of what is going on during the routine, which allows it to be called a moving meditation. So let's go ahead and begin. Crack my toes. And you bring the toes up, spread the toes as wide as you can. Each toe touches the floor one at a time. Knees are slightly bent. Feels like my mat is crooked, but it's not. Hips are tilted. Back is straight, no tension in the arms or the neck. And you're trying to find that spot where the skeleton is just standing. So there was nothing else on the skeleton, and you just had a skeleton. You're finding out where that spot is. Everyone's going to be different. And then just focus on the breathing. The palms come together, thumbs go to the heart center. When my hands disappear out of the frame of the camera, just keep your hands in the prayer position. If you need to go out, do so. If you need to go up like this, do so. Doesn't matter. As long as the mind and body is connecting as one, you're doing yoga. You're accepting where you are physically. You're also learning acceptance. So push the arms out, up and back. Inhale slowly. Then exhale. As you exhale, hinge forward from the lower back. Palms go to the calves. Elbows into the sides of the legs. Foreheads go to the knees. Focusing on the breathing. Palms to the sides of the feet. Left leg is back into a low lunge. With a low lunge, top of the foot to the floor. Knees to the floor. Hips are square, pushing forward diagonally. The front knee's not going over the toe. Back is straight maybe or arched. Into your palms. And you're just focused on the breathing. Now we're going to move into the high lunge. We're not going to stay in high lunge. We'll just use it as a transition. So the back knee goes up, leg is straight. Then downward dog. Pushing into it. Arms are straight. Legs are straight. Tailbones go to the ceiling. Heels towards the floor. And you're pushing into this pose. Focusing on the breathing. And slide into the upper dog. Drop down to the knees and the chest. You slide up. Or modify the pose how you have to. If you need to do the small cobra, which is down like this. Chest is on the floor. No pressure on the hands. Do that. Or go to hands and knees. Now back in downward dog. Pushing into it. Arms are straight, legs are straight, tailbones to the ceiling, heels towards the floor. And you're pushing into this pose. No tension in the neck, so the head is dangling. Just focus on the breathing. So left foot is up between the hands, low lunge. With a low lunge, top of the foot to the floor, knees to the floor, hips are square, pushing forward diagonally. Back is straight, maybe arch, and the front knee not over the toe. If it is, you need to lengthen up some to your palms or your fingertips. Now you're going to go in the high lunge. With the high lunge, knee goes up. Settle here for a second or two, then move into the standing forward bend. Pull yourself in and down. Just focus on the breathing. Palms together, reach out, up and back, inhale. Turn the palms out, push it down and out, exhale. And again, inhale. Exhale, hinge forward, pull yourself in and down so the palms go to the calves, elbows into the sides of the legs. Focus on the breathing, let yourself breathe. Palms to the sides of the feet, right leg is back this time. Low lunge, with a low lunge, top the foot to the floor, knees to the floor, hips are square, pushing forward diagonally. Back is straight or maybe arched. Front knees not over the toe. To your palms or maybe your fingertips. Just accept where you are and focus on the breathing. Then high lunge, downward dog. Arms are straight, legs are straight, tailbones to the ceiling, heels towards the floor, pushing into it. And focus on the breathing. Slide into the upward dog. Or modify it how you have to, small cobra or to your hands and knees. Doesn't matter as long as you're focusing on the breathing, letting the mind and body connect, then you're doing yoga. Back to downward dog, pushing into it. Arms are straight, legs are straight. Tailbones to the ceiling, heels towards the floor. No tension in the neck, focusing on the breathing. And then right leg is up, so right foot is between the hands with the back foot. Top of the foot to the floor, knees to the floor. Hips are square, pushing forward diagonally. Back is straight. Or arch maybe to your palms or your fingertips, focusing on the breathing. Then you're going to go in the high lunge, knee goes off the floor, then standing forward bend, pull yourself in and down, let yourself breathe, focusing on the breathing. Palms together, reach out, up and back, inhale, exhale, and again, inhale. 10 more. Exhale, pull yourself in and down, palms to the calves, elbows into the sides of the legs. Let yourself breathe. Maybe you're doing 2 breaths, 3 breaths, or more, doesn't matter. Left leg is back. Just focus on the breathing. Let yourself breathe. Follow the breathing. Back foot, top of the foot to the floor, knees to the floor, hips are square, pushing forward diagonally, back is straight or arched maybe to your fingertips. Wherever you are, just make sure the knee's not going over the toe. And just accept where you are. High lunge, then downward dog, pushing into it. Arms are straight, legs are straight, tailbones to the ceiling, heels towards the floor. Push into the pose, focusing on the breathing. And then slide into the upward dog, or modify it how you have to. Back to downward dog. Left foot is up, between the hands, low lunge, top the foot to the floor in the back. Knees to the floor, hips are square, pushing forward diagonally, back is straight, maybe arched. Making sure the front knee's not over the toe. If it is, you need to lengthen up to your palms, to your fingertips. Maybe you're like this. Wherever you are, you're accepting it, and you're just focusing on the breathing. High lunge, then standing forward bend. Pull yourself in and down, focusing on the breathing. Palms together, reach out, up and back, inhale. Exhale. Again, inhale. Exhale, standing forward bend, pull yourself in and down, focusing on the breathing, letting yourself breathe. In this pose, your belly swells with air, so it pushes you out. Let yourself be pushed out, and when you exhale, the belly goes in, and you go back into the pose. A low lunge, with a low lunge, top the foot to the floor, knees to the floor, hips are square, pushing forward diagonally, back is straight, or maybe arch. Just make sure the front knee is not going over the toe too much, and just focusing on the breathing. Then high lunge, then down, downward dog. Focusing on the breathing. Remember, the focusing allows you to know what's going on in the body, heightens your awareness, slide into the upper dog, or modify it how you have to. And you're focusing on the breathing, letting the movements become a form of a moving meditation. Back to downward dog. Focusing on the breathing. You are pushing into this pose. Push into it. Just accept where you go. And focus on the breathing. Right foot is up between the hands, low lunge. With the low lunge, stop the foot to the floor. Knees to the floor. Hips are square, pushing forward diagonally. Back is straight, maybe arch. Just make sure the front knee is not over the toe. Accept where you are and focus on the breathing. Then high lunge, then standing forward bend, pull yourself in and down. Heart together, reach out, up and back, inhale, exhale. 8 more, inhale, exhale, hinge forward, pull yourself in and down, palms to the calves, elbows into the sides of the legs. Focus on the breathing. Palms to the sides of the feet. Left leg is back into a low lunge. Make sure the front knee is not over the toe. If it is, lengthen up. You're kind of doing a scoop here, so you're scooping, opening up, just focusing on the breathing. High lunge, then downward dog, pushing into it. Upward dog, and modify it how you have to. Downward dog, pushing into it. If your eyes are open, think about your face going towards the feet. Look at your feet. If your eyes are closed, think the same thing, but you're just not looking at the feet. Left foot is up between the hands, low lunge. Just make sure the front knee is not over the toe. If it is, lengthen up, opening up. So here you're scooping, unless your back is flat. If your back is flat, that's fine too. You just focus on the breathing. Now high lunge. So here for a second or two, then standing forward bend, pull yourself in and down. Palms together, reach out, up and back, inhale, exhale, and again, inhale, exhale, pull yourself in and down, focus on the breathing. Palms to the sides of the feet, right leg is back, low lunge. Just make sure the front knee is not over the toe, settle on the pose. Set where you are, focus on the breathing. High lunge, then downward dog. Upward dog. Modify it. Remember the quote from the Buddha, have the mind in the present moment. Then back to downward dog. You're not trying to be somewhere in these poses. You settle in them, accept where you are, and focus on the breathing. Not trying to be somewhere. Trying to Get into the so-called perfect pose. Right foot is up between the hands, low lunge. Make sure the front knee's not over the toe. And just accept where you are. Acceptance is in the present moment. That's what you're learning on the yoga mat. High lunge, so here for a second or two, then standing forward bend, pull yourself in and down. Palms together, reach out, up and back, inhale, exhale. 6 more, inhale, exhale, pull yourself in and down, standing forward bend. Just focus on the breathing. Think of nothing else but the breathing. Palms to the sides of the feet, left leg is back, low lunge. High lunge, then standing forward, then downward dog. I do high lunge, go to standing forward bend. That's why I say it. But you're in the downward dog, pushing into it. Upward dog, focusing on the breathing. Downward dog, focusing on the breathing. Think of nothing else but the breathing. Not trying to be somewhere. Letting go of the mindset of trying to be somewhere, trying to control. Let go of that mindset. Left foot is up between the hands. Low lunge. Opening up here. So just focus on the breathing. High lunge for a second or two. Then standing forward bend. Focusing on the breathing. Palms together, reach out, up and back, inhale. Exhale. And again, inhale. Exhale, standing forward bend. Palms to the sides of the feet, right leg is back, low lunge, opening up, focusing on the breathing. High lunge for a second or two, then downward dog. Pushing into it. Make sure you're pushing in all these poses. Get in the poses as much as you can and accept where you are. Upward dog. Or modify it how you have to. Doesn't matter if you modify it and it's fitting your body, it's fine. Doesn't matter. Let go of the mindset of, hey, this matters. Let go of that mindset. That's control. That's judgment. Downward dog, pushing into it. Right foot is up between the hands, low lunge, opening up, focusing on the breathing. High lunge, then standing forward bend. Pull yourself in and down, accept where you are, focus on the breathing. Palms together, reach out, up and back, inhale, exhale. 4 more, inhale, exhale. Pull yourself in and down, standing forward bend, focusing on the breathing, which makes you aware of what's going on in the body, but you're not focused on what's going on in the body. You're just aware of it. Left leg is back, low lunge, opening up, accepting where you are, focusing on the breathing. High lunge, downward dog, pushing into it. Now you're really pushing into these poses now, but you're still going to the spot right before you feel like you shouldn't go any further. Find that spot, settle there, accept it. Upward dog, Modify it. Downward dog, pushing into it. Again, make sure you're pushing into all these poses. Opening up, closing up, pushing into them, opening up in them. Left foot is up, low lunge. So you're here, you're opening up. Back may be straight, you're still lengthening it up. High lunge, standing forward bend. Palms together, reach out, up and back, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Focusing on the breathing, think of nothing else but the breathing. Right leg is back, low lunge, opening up, focusing on the breathing. High lunge, downward dog. Upward dog, or modify it how you have to. Again, just focusing on the breathing. Downward dog. Right foot is up between the hands, low lunge. Opening up. High lunge. Standing forward bend. Palms together, reach out, up and back, inhale. Exhale. Two more, inhale. Now really go into these poses, pulling in, opening up. And you're still just going to the spot right before you feel like you can't go any further. Find that spot, left leg's back, little lunge, and just accept where you are. You're finding the spot right before you feel like, man, I can't go any further. Find that spot, accept where you are, focus on the breathing. High lunge, then downward dog, pushing into it. Again, you're only pushing to the spot right before you feel like you can't go any further. And you're just focusing on the breathing. Upward dog, or modify it how you have to. Downward dog, pushing into it. Left foot is up between the hands, low lunge. Opening up, focusing on the breathing. High lunge, then standing forward bend. Palms together, reach out, up and back, inhale. Exhale. One more, inhale. Exhale. Pull yourself in and down. The right leg is back, low lunge, opening up. High lunge, then downward dog. Upward dog, and modify it how you have to. Downward dog, pushing into it. Right foot is up, between the hands, low lunge, opening up. high lunge, then standing forward bend, pull yourself in and down. Palms together, reach out, up and back, inhale, and exhale. In mountain pose. Remember with mountain pose, toes are up. Spread the toes as wide as you can. Each toe touches the floor one at a time. Knees are bent, hips are tilted. No tension in the arms, the shoulders. Just focus on the breathing, thinking of nothing else but the breathing. Begin with mountain pose. You're letting the skeleton stand as if there was nothing else on the skeleton. It was just the skeleton. Try to find that spot where the skeleton will stand by itself. So that means there's no tension anywhere. You're just focused on the breathing. Thinking of nothing else but the breathing. Now here, we're just going to stay here a little bit longer. Find that spot where the skeleton is just standing. So all the skeleton is just standing, however it's standing for you. Everyone's going to be different. So there's no tension anywhere. If you were just the skeleton, how would the skeleton just stand by itself? Right? I think the world's record for stacking the most bowling balls, believe it or not, are 9. Somebody stacked 9 bowling balls up. No ligaments or muscle or anything to hold that up. So they found how to stack those bowling balls up. So that's the same thing you're doing in the mountain pose. You're finding how the skeleton is standing, just like those bowling balls, letting there be no tension anywhere. Just focus on the breathing. And everyone's going to be different. Just focus on the breathing. You're not controlling the breathing. You're already breathing. So just watch yourself breathe. You do that by watching the belly go in and out as you inhale, exhale. Or bring your focus to the tip of the nose and watch the air go in and out as you inhale, exhale. Now bring the palms together. Namaste. That's it. So that was number, can't see that far now, number 68, YouTube Live, daily routine. Down. And I don't think last time I was saying now how I think I might change the time to 5 o'clock. I'm going to keep it at 5:30 a.m. to 6 a.m. or so, and just see how that works. So I'm not going to change the time. I'm going to keep it the same time, 5:30 a.m. So that means I will see you tomorrow at 5:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, Arizona time. So namaste, peace and love.